our magic. Okay, so looks like we have Alexander here. This is our last hope at it being 5 cauldron and 3 non-cauldron. Otherwise, if Amin Ebady makes it in, that is going to be a 6-2 ratio, same that we saw from Orlando. And I got to say, I mean, we've seen a lot of Alexander playing this leyline deck. There's one in play, but Amin Ebady is a phenomenal player. Absolutely phenomenal. I've seen him do some incredible stuff, and also maybe one of the funniest guys I've ever met. So
I do like the turtle.
Yeah.
It's even on the deck list sheet. Fantastic.
Incredible. How did he do it? No one knows. But I think right now he has his mind on winning this match over everything. So fear of missing out coming in. It's going to boost up the Mako.
Yeah, having Leyline's huge. You know, we said it a few times already, but games are night and day. With Leyline in play, things can happen really, really fast. You know, all of a sudden you go from 20 to dead like nothing. So.
Yep. And I was just down in the feature match area before this, and wow, okay, so there's Wild Ride. Does not give Delirium, but this is still a large chunk. And wow, we are getting busy.
Who's the pump spell aggro deck now, huh?
Exactly. 7 damage coming in here for Amin. Very interesting stuff. And yeah, I just saw last round, Alexander lost what would have been a win in number 1 to Nam. Nam Dang, Nammer Squats. Incredible player. Seen him do a lot of great work. So now has the chance to win this second one and redeem his winning in. Hired Claw, only 1 getting in. Interesting. Why would we leave 1 back?
I mean, got to be the fear of missing out. You know, some sort of big draw into Delirium, maybe profs, something like that. You know, a lot of damage out of nowhere. It's certainly, you know, you're missing out on 1 point of damage here, I guess. You know, but it's interesting.
Would you say it's didn't attack because it's the fear of missing out on top 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Quantum Riddler coming down, and ooh, how about drawing 2? Is that good?
Yes, Corey. It's round 15 of the tournament. We've seen it all day and all day yesterday. It is very good.
Simple question, Jim. Simple yes or no would have done perfectly fine, but okay.
Yes, period.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sentence.
Now we can flashback Wild Ride with the Riddler here. Now that wouldn't give the Riddler would not be able to attack, but you can boost up FOMO. That's the main play I see so far. Let's see what Amin has.
Always kind of walking on eggshells you're playing against the Leyline deck.
Yeah.
Because you know how much damage output there can be.
Yep, 100%. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is the thing that we wanted to find. Still no Delirium, so we'll see if the aggressive nature continues to take foot here. Seeing if there's any abilities that Cauldron gets from eating that. There is not, right?
Stadium Headliner has an ability. Yep, 2 mana sack this creature and deal damage for the number of creatures you control.
Okay. Interesting. And coming on in, now are you worried about a block and then a pump spell?
Worried? I don't think. I don't know, honestly. You know, it's pretty weird to see this deck plays pump spells defensively.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I almost think you're okay with that. Is you're eating a pump spell for a card. You're trading one of your creatures for one of the pump spells, and it's almost for 2 because of the ley line.
Yeah.
So it's 1 pump spell defensively where it would have been 2 offensively. So it's like a weird sort of like card advantage in some backwards way.
I know if I, go to a zoo or something, I see full boars just chilling out, being defensive, That's what I see all the time. I don't see full boars going aggressive or anything. All right, I've never seen a boar. I got to admit that.
Yeah, slightly different spelling too, but yeah, it's in the boar park.
Yeah, it's close. Well, that was good. Bravo. Oh, you should feel good about that.
I do. Just sitting here smiling to myself.
He really is, y'all. He really is. That's your usual look, though.
It is. Yeah, 2 cards for Alex here could be a lot of damage.
Could be no damage.
It could be anywhere in between.
But as far as losing next turn, I mean, it's pretty likely here from Amin to be able to present lethal. So Hired Claw just getting bigger and bigger. And, I mean, if Alexandre has nothing, you can just level up the other Hired Claw, too, and have a 2-3 blocker. Not great, but,
Yes.
I mean.
So not leveling up speaks pretty strongly to, hey, something's going on over here.
Yeah. Or I want to bluff.
Yep.
All right, so getting it going here. We got a Scholar coming on down. Let's see if we got a VV check.
Big possible discard.
All right. Discard a couple lands here. See how aggressive we can get. I believe that is Delirium as well, Jim.
We got Land, Wild Ride, a Braid. The glare's got me.
Yeah. But I do believe that was Delirium. Now, Scholar cannot attack. But FOMO and Mako can get in there. All right, so interesting combat math here for sure. Okay. Wow. Is this just pass backs? Looks like players are communicating something here.
I love the hand show, like the little jazz hands, like, oh, yep, no, you pass.
What? Okay.
I can't imagine as Mako's not attacking. Like
No, or the FOMO. If we're fully delirious here, which I think we are.
Almost interesting, because if there's a pump spell defensively to eat the FOMO, that's like not ideal, but it's still a great attack, yeah.
I mean, I would think you're much happier if it's a FOMO defensively, or a pump spell defensively.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's not 6 damage that is going to be added to your face next turn, you know?
Yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so really talking this one through.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a judge interaction. Maybe like one player said, all right, I'm going to pass, attack, or, something like that, we cannot know what's happening because they're clearly verbally communicating their game state. And I got to say, I played against Amin. He likes to talk, not in a bad way at all. He just is a very funny guy and is constantly having fun while playing Magic and chatting it up.
All right, so it looks like no Delirium.
Okay.
So no taps.
Okay, yep, there we see a Braid, land, sorcery, 2 more lands. So
And the wild ride's still in there too, right?
Exactly, yep. So this is a lethal attack coming in, so something has to happen. You're not killing the FOMO. Might as well eat the larger creature, I would assume, here.
All right, now we get to see what that mana was for. I think a bluff is reasonable if your plan is to bluff or chump block.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense. You don't really need a counter on the Higher Claw. The counter doesn't kill anything or do anything super relevant. I guess you could block the FOMO and live in theory, but
Yeah.
actually you can't with is a Cauldron, no creatures? No creatures are good. Right?
No creatures. Is it maybe did we forget to put counters on the Mako? I'm not 100% if we put them on from the Scholar, but here we are.
I believe so.
Okay. So here is something, a nice little interaction. 2 of those are going to be being put on the Hired Claw. How does that work, Jim?
So we're going to see if it resolves. C2 of these triggers the trade. 2 manifests will go off, putting 2 more bodies in play for Alexandre, which is great because he's like wants bodies for these pump spells.
Yeah, but what is happening here? I believe we're sacking it before damage, right, to the ability under the Cauldron?
Oh, love it. Yeah, so Stadium Headliner ability is 2 mana, sacrifices creature to deal damage to a creature, and this prevents the Higher Claw from actually dying, or it can actually target the Higher Claw itself.
Yeah.
With 2 bodies in play. Yeah, okay, sure. So deal 2 to Higher Claw in response.
But wait, wouldn't you just want to kill the bigger one?
Well, it's only 2 damage.
Oh, it's only 2.
It counts your creatures in play on resolution.
Oh, creatures in play, not power. Okay, I was thinking power, so.
Correct.
Yeah. So that should be dead, right?
So
okay.
So that dies in response, so no manifests. Yeah, not too shabby.
That was awesome.
We love seeing the Cauldron do fun stuff here.
Because otherwise, you would have just got to manifest twice.
Correct.
Right? Sorry, I cut you off in that explanation.
No worries. Yeah, that would be extra bodies in play, and then any pump spell off the top could be spread out my attackers and maybe go for lethal.
Okay. So now we can eat Hired Claw, and we're putting it on FOMO here to start. But you got to think here, Jim. I mean, we're one full bore away from being lethal, right? 3 power, consider it 4 with Hired Claw, consider it 5 with a pump, and then or maybe a double full bore. That is 11, so forcing a chump blocker. So it looks like you need more than just one full bore. You need to go full bores.
Yeah, I mean, I think Might of the Meek's best draw here by a lot.
Okay.
1 red, draw 2, give trample. Like, couldn't ask for more than that.
Yeah, good point. Good point. And it's only mice that it pumps, not lizards.
Yeah, no pump. Just trample, 1 red, draw 2.
Yeah.
The best crash through ever.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Plot Slick Shot Show Off leads me to believe that we're not trying to win this turn, huh?
Yeah, that's... I guess you're not going to tag with it. Makes sense, you know. All right. We ain't done yet.
Okay. Back Amin's way.
Still got that Riddler hanging out, too. So there's a very large toughness flying creature waiting in the wings.
Yep, that is big game. And that looks to be what we're going to do here. Tap 5 mana, and now we should be delirious, right?
Yeah, creature should do it.
So we do not. Right now we have 6 damage via the flyer by putting a counter on it after FOMO untaps it. Wait, no, FOMO can untap itself. Okay, that should be lethal. Because FOMO end Scholar attack, FOMO untap Scholar. Looks like Alexandre agrees, and we are heading to game number 2 here. Amin Ebady up a game.
Yeah, it feels a little bad to lose your leyline game.
Yeah.
You know, you're not always going to have the leyline. Your deck is so turbocharged when it is.
Yeah.
So now you got to worry about, well, if I don't have it game 2, I have to win a harder game, you know, where I'm already down. So that's tough, but...
It is kind of this red leyline deck, though. Like, when you draw leyline plus creatures plus spells, you know, your deck looks just as good or better than is it Cauldron. But when you miss any of those pieces, it gets weaker, and if you're missing 2 of those pieces, it gets bad. You know, that's kind of the avenue of these style of decks. So we're going to start it off with Alexandre's side here. We got 1 Dreadmise Ire, 1 Electro Assaulting Battery, 3 Fanatical Firebrand, 2 Ghost Vacuums, 1 Poison Dart Frog, which, yes, that is a green card. No, it is not castable, for anybody wondering. 4 Razorkin Needlehead, 2 Screaming Nemesis, 1 Sunspine Leaks. Besides the Poison Dart Frog, what else are you bringing in?
Yeah, so Needleheads look pretty good here, of course. You know, Needleheads, the Ire, a little extra trample, as well as killing Cauldrons. It's mostly it. Ghost Vacuum's weird, where, like, I don't even think you want it, you know? Just, like, player, you know, this is a very proactive version of Red. This is not your nickel and dime you, lightning strike you, attack for 2. This is more of like a, not like combo deck, but almost, you know, kind of trying to put things together. So I wouldn't want to mess with that too much. You know, I think Ire plays pretty well, and then Razorhead is of course exceptional in the matchup. So mostly just those, and just hope you got a ley line, you can do your thing.
I love it. Okay, and then Amin side, we got 1 Annul, 1 Fire Magic, 2 Obliterating Bolt, 1 Quantum Riddler, 2 Spell Pierce, 1 Tishana's Tidebinder, 3 Torch the Towers, and 3 Unable to Scream. What do you like here?
Torch the Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Removal spells, Unable to Scream, cheap interaction. Just keep these creatures at bay and strand all those pump spells in hand if possible.
All right, and if you think you got what it takes to compete at the highest stage here at one of our Spotlight events here in Standard, and hey, you're like, you know what? Late November, I know what's going to be the best deck. Come and prove it here at Spotlight the Avatar, January 9th through the 11th. We'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. Jim and I will be playing in that mystery sealed here on Friday before the tournament, so come and try to battle us if you dare. And then, of course, going to be an amazing main event. Top 8 goes to the Pro Tour, same as the one we're watching now. Going to be very, very exciting. You looking forward to that one, Jim?
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I love these, you know, early January, first event of the year. It feels like it starts the year right.
Yeah. It really does. And, yeah, really, really cool stuff coming from Avatar. Going to have that standard set in the mix as well, so going to be a lot of fun. Now let's dive on back down here to game number 2 with Amin versus Alexandre. Little fun fact, Amin also has a twin brother, and they both play Magic.
Sweet.
They're both pretty good, and yeah, hard to tell apart, except one usually wears a gigantic cowboy hat.
That works.
They are awesome brothers. I am a big fan of both of them. So, all right, Hired Claw coming down here on turn number 1, and Mako coming down as well. Especially when I'm on the draw with Cauldron, that is one card I personally like to take out. I like to turn it into a control deck, not try to race with my Makos. Your opponent's creatures are usually just better, but that seems to not be the way that Amin would agree.
Does that change when you're playing against like this version of Red with basically no removal spells at all?
Yeah, that probably does change when it comes to that, I would think. If I have room, I'm putting them in, but I'm still maxing out on interaction. I would probably trim Riddler a little bit more on the draw instead of Mako with that change.
Sacrilege.
I know. I can't believe I said that on air. Sorry, Riddler. And here we go. Profs makes it a 2-2. It's getting on in there. And Razorkin got to connect, air quotes, where you had to just play a blue card into it. That means Amin did not have a removal spell going into it. So unless he drew a removal spell off Profs, he doesn't have a removal spell. That's exactly what that means, because you have to kill that card. It deals too much incidental damage on its own, and just the 2 damage it's going to deal when it attacks you, it's too much. So, I mean, I would think gigantic advantage bar here to Alexander.
Yeah, for sure. And then now, if there's a follow-up threat, like another Razorkin, a Slick Shot Show-Off, that puts a spot where it's like there's just too many things to kill.
Yeah. Or if you just have a pump spell for the Razorkin to protect it. But, all right, first let's draw a card.
Not nearly as good without Leyline in play.
No.
Often true of most cards in the deck.
Now it's truly Crash Through. Crash Through is just Trample, right? Trample cantrip?
Yeah, it's all your creatures, though.
Oh, okay. So it's way worse than Crash Through.
What makes Crash Through so good is it doesn't target anything. So you never have that, getting blown up by a removal spell response. You can always just cast it.
Gotcha.
I am perhaps the biggest Crash Through truther on the planet.
Okay. And then we pumped up the Hired Claw, so getting in that chip damage. But I see a lot of fireworks in hand for Alexander. I saw at least 2 pump spells and land 4. So, I mean, this was probably I'm going to weaken you without putting my resources out there. And next turn, you're dead.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it pumps out to protect the Razorkin would have been interesting. But, wow, just 3 lands say go.
Got to think, if we kept on 7, what did we keep here on the draw? Because against red, against the Leyline red especially, you just can't be trying to focus on a draw that doesn't have the combo and also doesn't have interaction. But there is interaction right on time. Amin sends the Hired Claw back to hand. Not the best interaction for what it's worth, but it is interaction.
Yeah, it stops the damage, resets the counter.
Yep. Okay, it's been bounced. Now let's see if this hateful grizzly bear comes on in. And there is 2 damage into the web zone.
Gotta go somewhere.
Okay, and no pumps, so very measured.
Yeah, I think with the creature to play, buy your time. You just pump the lizard.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice too. Or plot a Slick Shot.
I like that better.
Yep, like we were saying, now there's a lot of must-kill things happening on Alex's board, and not a lot of kill spells.
And just a second into the Flood Mine. Hey, I get it. You need those for those turns when your opponent tries to do the thing of making a creature gigantic, and let's say its toughness is over 2 or 3. Got to have that kind of stuff, but it's not that great as your first and second removal spell. It's very good as your third and fourth.
Absolutely.
There's a Scholar who is going to do some reading and become a 4/4 here very shortly. Mako will be growing as well when we discard 1 or 2 cards. Players put a dice on Profs to kind of represent where it's going to go from here, kind of familiar to the Ozolith, if you remember that one. And there is Riddler to the yard. That does meet the qualifications of a creature with flying. And now Profs to the Scholar. Is there a piece of interaction? No.
Yeah, not too shabby. Sarah Angel, decent-sized ground attacker. Still, 8 life is not a lot. You know.
No.
And if unless there's another 1 mana piece interaction here, you could see lethal from Alex's side.
Definitely could. And wow, just a chump block. Maybe not just a chump block. Full defensive boar.
Oof.
I think this is bait, Jim.
Yep.
I think this is bait.
You think this is tap me out, get that slick shot in, get this game over with? I mean,
like you can deal with that if you want.
It's got to be a lot to get to that 4 toughness, and Amin says no. All right, so battle on.
Now we have the plotted slick shot show off. Hired Claw getting in there. I see 1 turn inside out in hand. Not sure what else, but I mean, almost a turn inside out alone is close to lethal. Now, 1 mana open interaction aplenty.
Yeah, 2 flood malls already. You know, like you said earlier, often slick shot show off decks have some sort of protection, whether it's Spell Pierce or a card like Shore Up. You know, but without a way to really protect, I mean, 2 flood balls are gone, so a pump spell can protect against the Torch Tower.
Yeah,
which is pretty important. So, you know, there are a total of 4 flood balls in the deck list. So,
whoa! How about a double slick shot? Now it's getting a little brutal. So we took 1 down to 7, block there, and now 2 creatures are getting through. I bet there's going to be some responses here.
Yeah, spells will be cast, swords will be shattered, shields splintered.
Dreams made, dreams crushed, creatures turned inside out. That is 5, 6, 7, 8. That's enough. So now Alexander gets to look at his opponent and be like, I pass priority. And then if Amin has nothing, the game ends. And if Amin has something, then Alexander has the opportunity to then play 1 more spell to almost assuredly lock it up.
So using these dice as signifiers of temporary power and toughness, those are not counters.
Yeah.
And if this is the 3rd Flood Maw, we can keep battling.
It's like, I am going to go full bore on you, so.
Yeah. Flood Maw show off. Go bore over here. 3 + 6 + 1. That'll do it.
What, did that do it?
Yeah.
Oh, because +3 with. Okay, so I thought the 3 they were representing with the total power, including its power.
That was the buff. It was a little weird, but.
Yep. Okay, perfect. So that is going to force a game number 3. Any changes here, Jim?
No.
Or does this look about the same?
You want interaction. You want to try and go fast. You want to not die. You want to be able to answer things. You know, that game was a game where Amin was not able to answer things. You know,
absolutely.
The first Needlehead lived. Into the Flood Ball is a good card, but it's a temporary answer if you're not doing your own stuff. And we saw there temporary was not good enough.
Absolutely. So if Amin is going to be able to win this one, it's going to have to find some removal. And if all of y'all want to support the amazing people that support competitive paper Magic, Jim, what places should they go to?
You got Beckett. It's been around forever. I remember being a kid, having my Beckett baseball card price guides like 30 years ago, you know, so long ago at this point. Been around the business forever, known very well for their grading. Get your Magic cards graded, you know, whether it's a collectible card like a Final Fantasy card, an old school dual land, and they do much more than that. Check them out. Beckett is great. And Dragon Shield, also been in the business for 20 plus years. One of the premier shield companies, premier sleeve companies. Do they sell shields?
I think they're working on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Well,
do not quote me on that, but they might be.
We'll see if we can get some shields from them also. But fantastic sleeves, super durable, one of the best in the business. Check them out. Dragon Shield and Beckett. And big thanks for supporting Paper Magic.
Definitely sleeved up my first deck ever in Dragon Shields, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, we got Jim Davis and myself bringing you coverage, and then we're going to have Reed Duke and Ailey Loney bringing you coverage here a little bit later, starting in the top 4. And that looks like a mulligan to 5 from Amin, and a ley line in play for Alexander, and a keep.
Oh boy.
That is not a great sign here for Amin.
Decent amount of lands for Alex. That's 4 lands. You know, with the 4 lands and the ley line, there aren't a lot of other cards to work with there. So
the hands that you keep, though, when you have a ley line in play on turn 0, they get a lot looser, to say the least, because that effect is so powerful. Think about it. We just spent 4 mana already very efficiently, you know? And look, I mean, we just drew that, so maybe there was no other creature. And now the upkeep torched the tower to be able to get that out of there, so no damage is taken. And FOMO comes on in for 2 points. Fast and furious, these players have plenty of time, but you know this feeling, Jim, like that one game to decide if you're going to top 8. I have to tell myself to slow down because I'm like, I want to know, do I top 8, But that's how you screw up,
Well, this Razorkin will live. I also saw a slick shot in hand for Alex, too. So a lot to do with that extra mana, which is very nice.
Boom. It lived for a short amount of time. Now it's in exile. And let's see. Now, Amin, only one card. That would have been a perfect time for...
Quantum Riddler?
You got it, Jim. Jim, you got to chill out with all this Quantum Riddler talk, though, okay? It's just a magic card.
You're Quantum Riddler coded, not me, all right? So.
All right, draw a card, take a damage. And this is how Amin lost game 2. The Razorkin was not dealt with, and now we just started drawing cards. And, it gets a lot worse when you have to draw cards. Because what else are you going to do? And you're just speeding up your own mortality. Speaking of speeding up your own mortality, there is a shocked-in basic and a scholar. Draw 2. You might have to discard them if you don't find an instant or a creature with flying. It's an awkward card to have as your last card when you have no cards in hand. Most of the time you just have to discard. But that did find Delirium, right? Land, instant, creature, enchantment.
Yeah, this is a huge attack. The problem is that Amin is totally tapped out in the face of a slick shot show-off and a ley line. So could see some fireworks next turn. Only 13 life. Multiversal Passage, some damage also.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, you are definitely right. So now we put more counters on here.
It's a tough call. Do you want to go on the Scholar and try and defend better against the slick shot show-off? Diversify the sizing a bit?
Yeah, because you can't attack for lethal and force the chump block, so I want to diversify if I'm Amin.
Tough call. A lot of tension. Top 8 on the line. Pro Tour invite on the line.
Absolutely. Both these players could easily be trying to get back to the Pro Tour, get on for the first time.
Whoa. Going big.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're either going to live to regret that or not.
That was a fast, eager untap.
Yes. There's a mountain. Slickshot show-off is coming into play. This is all being acted very fast. You got to think Alexandre. Macisaac here has got this, and that is Sellsword, or that is the Fling. So you're able to, oh man, with the ability on the stack to add 3, then you get to double. I mean, we know Alexandre has done the math here. This is going to be lethal here. Alexandre Macisaac going into day number 2 at X and 1, maybe made of a bit of a blunder at the end of day 1, is able to neutralize those really, dark feelings that you can have when you make a mistake, and looks like he is ready to advance here to the top 8.
Yeah, so stocking a slick shot show-off trigger, letting that resolve, then doubling the power. Trigger goes off again. 5 power to 10 power, the Fling, the handshake.
And that is it. We got another non-Is It Cauldron deck here into the top 8. Alexandre.